Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with a FAVA 215B. The tank you can buy for 12,000 bonds, if I'm not mistaken, and oh boy, this tank has a problems. Everything is bad about the tank, apart gun. Gun is ideal, but everything else is very bad. I mean, looking into the armor module of this vehicle, you can see that that feels very bad. Everyone is slapping you in the face. Lower plate, penetratable by the bloody tier 6. I'm not even joking. Take whatever tier 6 tank. Churchill 7. Churchill 7 is slapping you in the lower plate. Tier 5 tank, Churchill 1 is slapping you in the face. You get the point what I'm saying. For a heavy tank, it is laughable, but it has extremely good gun, and I would say this tank can work for a player who is ideal or who knows how to play with a glass cannon slow tanks, but overall, for most of the players, it's not going to be great. I mean, look at this. The bloody shoulders are weak, very weak. We are comparing this to the tier 5 tank, so keep this in mind. The higher tiers won't have too much of the problems to deal with it. Also, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, one thing what I really want to highlight, we have the patron page that is connected with the index at this point. If those pesky ads are annoying you, right, you can always join them patron, and in the same time you can block the ads this way. Obviously you are supporting our content, your name will appear in the end, and depending on the tier you can request the YouTube videos as well. Feel free to check it out, and big fat thanks for every and each of you who is supporting us in this way. Thank you very much. Also, quick information for every and each of you: if you are into the drops, right, and you want to farm absolutely everything, remember to check out calendar. You can see all drops over there. I am going to be gone for the February, from February 10th to February 16th or something like this. I am going to be in the meeting with Wargaming, right? We are going to talk about something. All information is under NDA, but so you let you know, we are not going to have any streams at that point, and those streams are pretty much in World of Tanks channel. As you can see, all of the list of the people are written over there, so you can farm wherever you want to, right? That being said, enough of ramble, enough of blah blah, too much talk. We want action skill. Oh, would you look at the Sand River standard battle? Interesting, very interesting. I would not hate this game that much, but 3 Artas, Yoptararai. This is going to be painful. If we are going to go over there, this is going to be horrible. It is not the place where I would recommend to go, right? This is no bueno. This is not good. So what we are doing, we will try to take the upper side. At least we are going to be Arta safe, right? And we can get some things done in this way. So let's talk the FAVA 215B. Let's start from the cherry on top for the best thing ever, fellas. The gun, fellas, the gun. 400 alpha damage, 259 millimeters of penetration with the standard, 1000 shell velocity if you are loading gold, 1300 shell velocity, 326 millimeters of penetration. That feels very good, and trust me when I'm saying that this tank has a very good gun. This is where the good news ends. Other than that, this tank has absolutely nothing. I kid you not, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this tank has absolutely nothing than that to offer. It's sad. There's nothing what we can change about this, but it is how it is, and there is nothing what we can change about that, right? Please keep this in mind. Meanwhile, I'm going to be Naughty Piglet, and I'm going to make quite a bit of pressure against the Object 260. Object 260 is sitting in the deep poo-poo hole over there, I can guarantee you that. And all we need to do We need to make as much pressure as we physically and possibly can over there, right? The situation, we actually do not know how situation is looking like yet. I am going to be honest, I'm going to say that straight into the face, we just do not know. How the hit points are looking in this side, we have no bloody clue. But what we are making sure that the folks that are playing here, so that 260 and that E50M, they are going to regret their life choices and they are going to get eliminated, right? That's all we care about and that's all we want. Beautiful, this side is eliminated, excellent. No one paid attention at us, so we could pew 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 farm as much as we physically and possibly could. That's great. Now, what we're supposed to do now, fellas? 3 artists. If we get spotted, fellas, in the open field, it's going to be a massacre, okay? It's going to be... and I'm dead, okay? All I will be able to do, I will be able to cry. But don't you worry, this mother trucking tank has a gun. What that means, whenever, even though you are playing heavy tank, but you have a beautiful gun, distance doesn't matter, right? This is how the things are looking like. Distance doesn't really matter. That being said, we are just making sure that we are going to connect our shots, we are going to have a decent enough angles, and we will try to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. That's all we care about. Remember when I said that the score isn't visible yet? Now it's visible. The score looks, let's say, not the finest, okay? 3-6, we are losing on 4,000 hit points, which isn't ideal, to say that the least. Situation looks pretty bloody bad, but we are big boys. We are going to be okay. We are going to survive. We will try to protect our clickers by sitting in this position, and hopefully we will get a bit of the support from the back as well. I really want to highlight that this tank isn't good for beginner or for average player. This tank can work for bloody fluffy super unicorn who knows how to play with a glass cannon tanks. And I'm not talking about the Leo 1 gameplay because, oh believe me, this is not a Leo 1. This vehicle is extremely slow. We need to keep this in mind, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We need to keep this in mind. So what that means, whenever you are playing with a super slow tank and without any armor whatsoever, well, you are sitting in the deep kaku hole, right? This is how it feels like and this is how it looks like. Unfortunately. Can we change something about this? I do not really think we can. I do not think we can. I mean, I would love to take this position here, but this is very, very, very risky play, fellas. This is extremely risky play. Meanwhile, Butcher is making pressure here. I'm aware of that. That's completely fine. Oh, yo, papa. Would you look at this? How many enemies do we have here? Yeah, this is very, very, very bad. Yeah, this is a typical game of this tank, I'm telling you, fellas. It can be rough and it can be definitely disgusting, but that's okay. I still regret nothing for taking this position because think about it in this way. If I'm sitting somewhere over there, right, sure, I can farm. But if we have a pesky mother trucker that goes into the cab, that's it. It's game over. So we played long term and it did not pay off. It's completely fine. Accepted. 2,500 damage, 400 assisting damage. It is a tier 10 heavy tank. You know what how I can describe this vehicle? Heavy my ass, fellas. This is how I can describe it. Let's see the score and let's go to the next game. And we are back. You thought the first game was disappointing. Don't worry. We are going to have some games whenever we are going to be lit on fire as well. 2,500 damage, 400 assisting damage. That is pretty disgusting. But on the positive note, we hit pretty much every shot that we took, right? So that is something absolutely amazing. Let's go for round number 2. Whew, what a tank, fellas. Do you want to get it? Only 12,000 bonds. Bargain, fellas. Oh, would you look at this beauty, fellas. That actually looks fine. Steps assault. I like it. And the main reason why do I like it is because we are playing against the tier 8s. Skill, you bloody hypocrite. +2 -2 matchmaking is bad. I know, right? I know, horrible fellas. Nah, but for real, think about it in this way. A Mike 65T, we can slap the living crap out of him. T32, same thing. Tiger 2, same thing. All we need to do for a full happiness is to play in the heavy line and try to do our finest, right? That's all we need to do for a full happiness, fellas. Sure thing, every and each of you knows that armor, what armor? This tank doesn't have any armor whatsoever, but we will try to play hold down to the best of our ability, and plus on top of that we have our stronger sister with us, tier 9 Conqueror, significantly better tank tier to tier in my opinion, I'm not even joking. So we should be all right and everything should be fine. Plus on top of that, you know, the amount of the hit points is actually all right. Have I said about good hash rounds? Pay attention at this, kaboom. 544 straight into the face of this gentleman. Yikes. Well, that was unfortunate. Not much what he can change about that. Meanwhile, E50M. Wow, would you look at that play. Good for you, comrade. Good for you. We are going to load the gold ammo here, and we are going to slap him like he never been slapped before. We are going to make sure that he would regret his life choices, okay? That's all we care about. We do not really care about anything else. We are okay. Doesn't really matter. If any of them are peeking like this, we are slapping them. Also, I need to give a credit for folks who are using this rock in their advantage, because clearly this rock works just fine and this is all right, right? E50 is gaming here. Beautiful, beautiful play, fellas. I definitely need to give a credit for this gentleman. It doesn't change anything, to be fair with you. We are still feeling pretty okay. I know this IS is here. I know, I'm aware of that. Oh my bananas, E50, you sweet magnificent mother trucker. Would you look at that? I'm actually proud of this guy. He's doing a great job. He is doing a very, very, very great job. A bit lucky as well, for sure, but nevertheless, great job. Good penetration to the Mr. IS-7, not a big surprise. We can see that E50 is enjoying himself to the maximum, right? We can definitely clearly see that. That's okay. Arta is bombing the living crap out of us over there, which is unfortunate thing, but there is nothing what we can change about that. And I think this is the moment whenever we want to relocate quite a bit, okay? This is the moment whenever we want to relocate quite a bit. Sure, we are getting annoyed by the enemy Arta. I am very, very well aware of that. I get it. But I think we are going to be okay. The question is, what kind of position we can take to get maximum benefits for ourselves? Eventually, those folks, they should get involved here, right? I'm talking about the IS-7, I'm talking about the E50 and whatnot. They should get involved here. Beautiful angle, very, very nice. We slapped him for 400. Even though we are spotted, it changes absolutely nothing. We are still feeling pretty okay over there. And once again, we are just simply waiting until E50 will get involved, or T32, or the same bot shit. Speaking about the bot shit, high explosive on. Let's try to find a decent enough angle to say hello, how are you doing? Good. Mr. Botchet, come on, be brave, be brave. Yep, just a little bit more. Yep. Ah! Unfortunate. That was a good angle, but not good enough, right? It was a good angle, but not good enough. Now, the situation is becoming more and more complicated and more crucial, I would say, right? We can clearly see that E50 is getting significantly more close. By the way, if I can recommend something on this tank, I would say having the turbo can help very dearly for this vehicle, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Meanwhile, I can smell Arta looking at me and coming towards me. That's completely fine. Our M6 is trying to help us quite a bit. That's okay. And pay attention to the gun handling. Gun handling of this tank is actually pretty decent, fellas. Gun handling of this tank is pretty decent. We cannot complain about this, and we cannot say that it is the worst thing what could happen for us. It's not like playing something super inaccurate, right? So at least this is something. In other words, not everything is that bad. Meanwhile, bot chat, that was a mistake by the bot chat side. I have a feeling that gentleman forgot where he is, to be completely honest with you. And that's completely fine. Forgetting where you are, that's good for us. Beautiful. Oh, those Artas, fellas. Those Artas. I'm getting bombed to the maximum. I can tell you that much. Oh, yoptararai. Every and each shot was zonked. Okay, meanwhile, we have the waffle. The question is, do we have a good enough angle to eliminate the waffle? Yes, we can. Another Arta. Yoptararai, fellas. Yoptararai. And another Arta. Oi, 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 oi. Welcome to the World of Tanks in 2025. Right? That was fun. That was fun. That was enjoyable. That was very, very good. I had so much fun over there. I mean, our score is great, don't get me wrong. We are gaming for bloody 5,000 damage, that's completely fine. But yet still my head is bleeding from getting slapped by the Arta so much, right? But that is okay. Not the first time, not the last time. I know that enemies are coming from behind. I am very, very well aware of that. Can we eliminate this gentleman going like this? Yes, we can. And E50 eliminated us from the game, didn't he? Yes, he did. No, actually 2 Artas did. Wow. What a great experience, fellas. I loved this game so much. Look, score-wise, that was enjoyable, but everything else-wise, I felt like I got abused to the maximum level, right? And I felt like E50M, I kid you not, is better heavy tank than FAVA 215B. What that means whenever you are seeing this gentleman playing mid to long range, trying to stay hold down, you know, trying to support the team, you cannot blame the player for playing with this tank this way. You just simply cannot blame the player, right? That is the tank itself. But that's what we have, it's okay. 4,700 damage, 100 assisting damage, high caliber, we are feeling alright. We did a great job. Too bad we did not manage to outplay the medium tank. We got played, right? And honestly, that was very, very enjoyable experience to get slapped by the Artas as well. Skill, are you being sarcastic? Absolutely. Meanwhile, minus 23,000 credits, considering how many gold rounds we fired. It's not a big surprise, right? And last but not least, we are playing in Berlin and we have a standard battle over there. Okay, that's fair. Thank you very much for information. We appreciate you. So what do we want to do? We want to play safe. We do not want to play super aggressively here because Artas will bomb the living crap out of us. You know what is the funny thing, fellas? In the last 3 games, we have played against the 7 Artas. Holy bananas from Banana Land, fellas. 7 clickers. In last 3 games. 3-2-2. Ooh. That is rough, fellas. That is very, very, very rough if you would ask me. Truly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Not much what we can change about this, though. We're accepting that. Better luck next time. Okay. What do we want to do here? I would love to say hello for this light tank sitting in this area, right? I would love to say hello for him. And I have a feeling that this gentleman will peek, okay? I think it is a matter of the time. The gun, by the way, is as good as you can get for pretty much tier 10, honestly speaking. Although, T100 has the best armor for a light tank, so that's kind of understandable why we are not penetrating him, right? Luck is in his side, which is completely fine, it is alright. Meanwhile, All we want to do in this position or in this situation, we want to be patient and we want to wait until enemies will make a mistake and until they will start regretting their life choices. That's all we are doing. I am not even considering making any pressure like this. Doesn't really matter. We want to be safe and we just simply want to make sure that enemies will take one for the team whenever they are going to mess up, right? We are watching into our grand appearance picture over there. By the way, the same picture is in the Himmelsdorf, just saying. We're gaming, they use the pictures. We can see everything clearly. That's fine, that's okay, that's Gucci. Now, we can clearly see enemy team trying to get involved here, right? We can clearly see that. Not a big surprise, not the first time, not the last time, right? Whenever enemy team will make pressure here, and oh boy, they are making a gazillion of the pressure. We will try to stop them from doing that, right? We're trying to slap the living crap out of them doing this, but oh boy, we are in loads of Kaku. Now, very important thing to say, fellas, we have significantly less armor than most of the tanks here. That being said, fellas, it is going to be a very big challenge for us to play over there because everyone will shoot us. For example, you may think a skill, why the IS-7 is focusing you? Because I'm easy meat. I am easy meat, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this gentleman is just simply shooting me all the time, right? It's not a big surprise. It's not something unusual. It is not something, wow, what a focus. Must be XVM user. XVM has absolutely nothing to do with it. This is purely the tank, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Purely the tank. Okay. Good. Now, what do we want to do? We want to make quite a bit of pressure here. I hope that our guys would get involved as well, and they would help us to eliminate this IS-7 for obvious reasons, right? I am paying attention to what this Foch is doing. And look at this. He is fully aimed towards us, doesn't matter how many tanks are around. And once again, the answer to your question is very, very simple. This tank is paper. This tank is tier 10 paper vehicle with which you are not playing aggressively if you do not know how to play with this tank, right? And as you can see, zero blocked. You can get the IS-4 with obviously way worse gun handling than this vehicle does have, right? But oh my bananas, you will go in front like and you will have the best time ever. Meanwhile, with a FAVA 215B, yikes. You will feel like you are priority target all the bloody time, right? Which is, I can respect that, I understand that. This is the nature of this tank. And just to go back in time, just a bit, you know, just to laugh tiny touch more, this tank used to be competitive tank played by the super competitive players back in 2000, probably 16, 16, 17, something that era. In the like clan wars and whatnot, you used to take the guy who knows what he is doing in the game and he is making this mother trucking tank work. Personally, I always hated this tank. I think it is absolute pile of kaku, and there is no way in the world of tanks I would trade Super Conqueror for this vehicle, right? So if you are considering to spend 12,000 bones on this tank, just don't. Just don't, you will feel significantly better by not doing that, right? Yeah, it's just pile of shit, honestly. Meanwhile, 2.2 thousand damage, 700 assisting damage. We got slapped by the IS-7 like I would be his... like he would love me. And my performance was 1 out of 3 victories, 3.2 thousand damage. 400 assisting damage. Honestly, that was disgusting gaming experience. I did not enjoy myself and I did not like it. But that's what we have, and this is how the things are looking like whenever you are playing with a FAVA. Could you play better skill? Sure thing, I could. I would load the full gold. I would get a proper equipment. By saying proper equipment, I'm talking about the bond or experimental, right? But other than that, still, it changes nothing. I still do not like the tank. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope I made the life a bit easier for you if you are considering to buy this tank or something. And see you very, very soon. And also big fat thanks for patrons. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate you and enjoy the ad-free index as well. Thank you and see you soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.